see what happens.
I need to make my screen bigger.
There you are. You're being recorded, so who knows what will happen to the recording. I can send it to someone who might not be here. There we go. Oh, what a nice cradle. Even a mobile cradle.
Yes, look at. So
I like
nice.
that.
How are you doing with Lakeith?
Oh, I think real good. Sometimes she kind of cradles herself. She turns herself on her back. But I think the online classes have been helpful lately, and she's going to the vet tomorrow for a weight check. I don't know. I have any idea of how much she weighs. Kate hasn't joined us with Lucy yet, but we had a play date that was fab. It was just,
Yeah, I saw those pictures.
Yeah, and Darcy, do you think they could know each other? I mean, I know dogs are not set up really to, and
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do.
Yeah. Well,
what was your question?
Well, do they think they know each other? As pup, like, do you think that?
Oh, I think so.
Definitely. I think Clue and Windy definitely know each other. They're kind of like that together. Yeah. Special bond, and they just kind of go nuts when they get reunited. And just like they remember people, I'm sure they remember each other.
But from the time they're little puppies to the size they are now, it's like a different animal. Laura, what's the name of the puppy you met with?
With Lucia.
Lucia.
Yeah, Suzanne's supposed to be on the call today, so we've met twice now.
What's the fifth name? I couldn't think of it last night.
Layla.
Oh, Layla.
And I don't know where she is. I mean, she's somewhere out here in Northwest, but I've had no contact, and it's very difficult to track anyone online anymore because they took down some of those things.
Right.
So unless she kind of reaches out, and that's kind of how I found Lucia, because Susan Ryan, Windy Wynn's puppy raiser, she had told me that she was on Instagram, which I wasn't even a part of. So I signed myself up and got on there, and I kept saying, I'm the breeder caretaker, please send me your email. And finally she reached out, and yeah, so she is.
Yeah, for me, I found her on Meetup because someone said, oh, is Lennox Lucia's sister? And then I said, yeah. She's like, oh, they do the same head duck thing. And so then I knew she was on Meetup, so I found her through Meetup.
Oh, good. Here comes Judy, our other Lennox half.
Yeah, that might make her a little bit excited. We'll see.
Oh, is today the turnover day or not?
No, we started doing it on the weekends because we started having in-class puppy classes outside on the weekends. So we thought it'd be easy to be there and transfer at the end of class.
Oh, so the class is still online though, right? Or
no, one of the contract trainers last month just started doing in-person classes. Our whole region, the contract trainers in the region have been able to do outdoor classes. It was limited to 5 people. Now they increased it to 10 outside, social distancing with masks.
Great.
Yeah, so we've been to 3 now, and we're gonna go to the 4th one Saturday.
Oh, perfect. How long do they last? Half hour? Hello, Judy.
They're an hour. Hi, Judy.
Maybe I can unmute her. Can I unmute you?
We can't hear you.
I just unmuted her.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Oh,
yes.
Yep.
Oh, okay. And I can see you now that you're away from the window.
Okay, good. Bill's going to join us in a minute.
Oh, good. And then hopefully Suzanne with Lucia will come. And then we're probably all here. My puppy partner, Susie, has an eye appointment. So that's one reason I'm recording.
Look at these calm puppies. This is beautiful.
Is it with Kate coming to the meeting?
Oh, I hope. Wait a minute. Yes, if I let her in. Okay, there's Kate. And here comes Lucia's person too. Suzanne says Jorge. We'll see.
That's her husband, yeah.
Who she's sending.
Everybody got smaller. I can barely see anybody.
There we go.
Pat, which puppy do you have?
This is Leica.
Leica. Okay, look how calm she is. That's
Okay.
beautiful.
Hello, Suzanne.
Hi, Suzanne.
I'll unmute you.
Okay.
I just
This is
unmuted you, Suzanne, so we're gonna hear all. Ah, there's Lucia. Hello, Lucia. How's she doing with her name change?
He's doing great. Yeah, no worries.
Good, good.
Fine.
For the rest of you, CCI hadn't made it clear how to pronounce her name, and so Suzanne went with Lucia, right? Not Lucia, Lucia, and was calling her that for the first, 3 months?
Yeah.
So now we're switching back to Lucia, which was her given name. So we appreciate that.
See, I thought Leica should have been called Laika. Like ballet Laika. You know, the Russian.
Is that the way they pronounce it? Maybe it's the heavy
I
accent.
don't know, but she's Leica now for these 8 months. Leica
Looks like-
Baker.
Looks like she's going to sleep there.
She's been out in the backyard for quite a while.
Kate, hello, Kate.
Yeah. How are you, Darcy? Hi, everyone.
Hi,
Yes.
Kate.
Lucy.
There's our
Here's
Lucy.
Lucy.
Hello,
Here's
Lucy.
Look at her.
Say hi, Lucy.
They
Say
all
hi.
have such similar
Hi,
looks
say
about them.
hi.
Aw.
Say hi. Say hi to your sisters.
I
Yes, say
don't,
hi
I
to your
don't have any
sisters.
show and tell because Wendy went into heat.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, and kind of at a weird time because we have a fire out here, and it's about
Sure.
at its height. It was about 4 miles to the west of us. So we were under an evacuation warning from a week ago Wednesday until just Tuesday now. So that meant, pack and poise. So I had 8 banana boxes all packed up with Precious. I needed a moving van for my Precious. But, you walk around the house and get the things that you're most accustomed to and want to take with you. But it was pretty scary. And we were all set ready to run up to McKinleyville up by Eureka, where we evacuated last time. And so Saturday morning, now, we're packed and all, but I'm kind of looking around and gathering up last minute things just in case. And our son, who just lives 2 miles away, he did get an evacuation warning, or a mandatory get out. So he came to our house with his wife. And so I thought, we're next. And I look on the floor and there's a dried blood spot. And I thought, that wasn't there yesterday. And so I grabbed some Q-tips and ran out to Wendy, and she looked absolutely normal. But I Q-tipped her and got a little brown, and I thought, what a time. So I called CCI, and they were gracious enough to admit her. And I wasn't 100%, but they called me Monday, Tuesday, and said, oh, yeah, she's in heat. We're looking for a husband for her. So one's already been
Oh, good.
picked.
Great.
They picked the yellow lab, what's his name, Fresco, who was bred with her for your litter, but it didn't take. The golden retriever took for all 5 of the puppies. So one more time for Mr. Fresco, and they only do 1 male at a time now. They won't double up, all because of COVID. So hopefully he can produce. But she did not keep her chastity belt on for the time frame I wanted. So we're gonna have 2nd month puppies right when I'm not quite needing them in the middle of December. So they'll work
You're
out.
expecting grandkids, right?
Yep, we're gonna have quite a house full then, because we'll have another new grandchild by that point and one almost hatched. So anyway, so that's where I am, but let's talk about you all. Let's start with, I'll look at my screen. Pat, what can you report on Leica?
Well, I think she's doing really well. We had Kate. Kate was a big help to me. And
Good.
actually, Laurie and Kate have been saviors for me because they keep me on the, practical path. Like sometimes I get very worried that I'm not doing the right thing or she won't be, I want her to have the best chance to succeed.
Really?
And they tell me some things that,
Sisters.
help me to see that I am making progress and stuff. Kate showed me a little thing about dropping the kibble on the ground and having her not pick it up. And Kate, I've moved on to trying to drop little tissues because I don't know about all your dogs, but my Leica, if she could get a paper towel or a tissue thing, she died and went to heaven.
Oh,
So I've been dropping those in front of her and teaching her not to pick them up. But I am really looking for a class. I haven't really, the rule here in the Northeast is still that they're supposed to be outdoors and everything. It's kind of an unreasonable expectation. This time of the year, it's either too hot to be outside, and in the blink of an eye, it's going to be cold being outside. But that probably is cold is almost more workable than the heat, I think.
Maybe they could do an evening class. Have they reached out? Is there one going on anywhere?
I haven't heard of it. I don't know if Kate knows anything. I haven't heard anything in the chapter.
Nothing. The place we usually go to, I went there last night and they have no idea when they're going to resume their training schedule. So we're just doing it, trying to hit all areas of the state. We were in Boston last Sunday. You were in Rentham a few Sundays before that. So just trying to hit.
How did the
And because we haven't, Northeast hasn't really gotten any puppies since COVID. So our puppy supply is dwindling out here.
I'll work on it.
Yeah, get on that. So we're down to about 6 or 7 puppies down here in the Bay State chapter.
Wow.
I have Leica scheduled for her spay operation the middle of next month.
Oh.
So
She was one of, I think, she and one other, I think, are to be spayed, I think.
Lucy is.
Lucy is? Okay.
Yeah.
When is her appointment?
I haven't gotten that far. I'm not as organized as Pat.
Well,
But it'll be 8 months. So they just turned 7 months. So
okay.
yeah, but it's
8 months.
I think I was able to book something about 4 days before her 8th month birthday, so I went with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, come here. Yeah.
Well, that'll be all right. They kind of picked the ones, I think, that are a little further away from the West Coast.
I think so too.
Not always, but it's kind of the way it comes out. With 5 girls, they certainly had a surplus of girls to look at. Any big issues with Leica?
Say again?
Any big issues with Leica?
Not really. She can be very lackadaisical though. She doesn't like when I give her a command, she thinks about whether she'll do it or not. But I kind of figured that's sort of adolescent behavior right now. I'm not too worried about it.
Good. Good.
And of course she's shedding like there's no tomorrow.
Getting ready for winter. Get that heavier coat in. Lennox with Lori and Judy. We'll start with Lori, who has the dog at the moment.
Hi, everybody. She's doing really well for her age, I think. I think the big thing that we got over from last time we talked was that she's stopped doing all the biting on my release dog. So now they've kind of matured and they're doing mutual play back and forth. She does have a lot more energy than him, so I have to limit how long they play. But she's doing that. She's going to work with my husband when she's with us a couple half days a week. And then, and the other fun thing is about two or 3 weeks ago, she started liking to swim. Like she loves to get in the pool and get her toys and bring them out. So that's been fun. We were worried that she was our first CCI pup that didn't like to swim.
And she figured out how to swim long instead of up and down.
Yeah, she did that right away. She was a really good swimmer right away. She just would prefer to run around the pool versus in the pool. But now she likes going in the water and swimming around, and she does really well. And then the thing we're working on now is recall out of play. So Suzanne's come over a couple times, and we've worked on that with the dogs while they're playing with another dog and other toys, just getting them to come to us. It's a challenge.
That's torture to come away from play. I don't think any of mine would do that.
Yeah, so we're working on that.
Good for her. Judy, are you primed to take her in a day or two?
Yes, I think we switch on Saturday. We had a routine and then it kind of got thrown off just a tad because of when the classes were being held and so forth. So we're working back into that. But yes, we look forward to her. The house is so quiet and calm when she's not here. She brings a lot of energy, but she's super fun to work with because she's really smart, we think, and she reacts really well. She's completely food motivated. So she's eager. I haven't really seen her shut down. She loves to train and it's great. So she's a hoot.
Do you both go to classes and kind of trade off working with her, or what?
We do. And well, Lori's going to one tomorrow that I'm not going to be attending, but the plan is normally to do a half hour each. And then, because the classes are about an hour long. So if it starts at 9, Lori will work her from 9 to 9:30, and then I'll take over from 9:30 to 10.
9 in the morning you meet.
Yeah, actually they're starting to meet at 8:30 just because of the weather.
Wow. Wow. Well, that's good that you can get that outside experience. I don't know what it would be like to try to do a Zoom training class. That must be very difficult.
Yeah, well, that worked out too, because like if Lori had her, then I could be watching and taking notes, and Lori would actually be working her and vice versa. So, there were benefits to that, but she really needs the interaction with the other dogs because she's excited to see them. So, they're all going through that stage of having to learn to keep their eyes focused on us.
Yeah. Kate.
Yep.
What do you
Let
know
me
about
see.
Lucy?
Lucy is missing Brinley.
Oh.
So Brinley turned in July.
Oh.
So she's missing her. So any opportunity to play with another dog, she's thrilled. We went on vacation and she stayed with another puppy raiser and who had 2 cats and a dog, and she just ate it up. She loved it. Cats loved her. She's a very calm dog. She's the calmest dog I've ever had.
Oh.
She's incredible. What can I say about you, sister? I
Give us
think
all the dirt.
the worst, I think the only complaint I have is keeping her nose off the ground when we're walking.
Oh.
She's just, I see her as being a bomb sniffing dog. Look at you, you're such a lump. You're such a lump. So I just can't get her to get her nose off the ground, sniffing and just, even, redirecting with a treat doesn't do it. If she has a stick on her mouth, she'll walk straight and perfect, but that's not going to work. But so we're working on that. That's really the only thing we're working on is her trying, when she does get a stick in her mouth, I tell her to drop and she drops it right away. But she's fine with the gentle leader now. I think that was the last thing that we were working on. She doesn't mind that. She's really advanced in her commands thanks to Brindley. So we're doing 10, 12-month commands, which is awesome.
Great.
Yep. She's sweet. That's the word that describes her best. She's very sweet. But we haven't gone to any classes. We haven't gone. I'm working remotely, so she doesn't come to work with me. We're not going into any stores, so it'll be interesting to see. We just socialize on our walks and outdoor trainings, and that's it. We haven't gone into stores or any place.
Are they telling you to try to do that or not?
I'm not going into any stores, so that's my choice not to go into stores. But yeah, they just that's why we're doing all the outside trainings.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you have that part.
And interestingly enough, I just got Brindley's professional report on Wednesday, and Brindley only wants to walk on the left side of people, which is where I just automatically walk the dogs. So now what we're trying to do with Lucy is switch her, because you don't think, and she just loves to go back on the left. So we have a year to work on that, but she'll figure that out.
The heel and the side stuff, yeah.
Heel and side, yeah, yep. So yeah, she's great. Sweet, 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 sweet.
Good, good, good. Suzanne, tell us about Lucia.
See the
Well,
puppies?
she's delightful, and she's doing well. Thanks to Lori getting us going on some socialization. Lori's been a tremendous help in just getting some more confidence.
See the
My
puppies?
daughter Kate and my daughter Jillian, they're confident little handlers, so she gets experience with not just me, but you
Good.
know, the two girls. And she seems like Judy, I think, was saying, we think she's so smart.
I'm sure she is.
Yeah. So yeah, she is food motivated. That's helpful. We had a little gentle leader issue, which Lori kindly helped me through. She accidentally chewed her first one when I left it on and got distracted. And after she finished her meal, she decided to take it off and kind of snap it in half. So anyway, when I got Lori's the other day,
We're in our second.
we were not quite adjusted to the new one. So with the new environment and getting used to being away from our home, she was a little bit shut down, but then we worked through it, and Lori got us straightened out, and it was a great, social and training session. So
Good, good.
They're doing great. The gentle leader was so loose that the corrections weren't having an effect on her. So once we got it tightened out, she was fine.
Well, her great grandmother, Clue's mother, she must have chewed through about 8 gentle leaders. Every time we took her eye off of her, she chewed it up. I took her to a movie theater once, and I looked down, and oh my gosh, there it is again.
oh,
I don't know how Dick handled all that, but somehow.
we finally found she's been really just like the last 3 weeks needing to chew more on her toys.
Oh.
We hit on a really nice one aside from the Kongs that seems even more indestructible than the Kong, called West Paw, but she gets to the Kongs.
The same brand.
Yeah, they're great. That's a great brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have that one.
I'm sorry, what?
Could you tell us what that brand is again?
Oh.
That's a question I was going to ask.
Yeah, it's called West Paw, and
Okay.
West, like, the West Coast
Right.
paw. And it's all sorts of good things, recycled, BPA free. And she has been chomping it like anything since last week, and it's indestructible.
Mhm.
Do you retrieve with that or just let her chew it?
I'm sorry, do we what?
Retrieve, do you throw it for her?
Oh yeah, yeah, she loves to retrieve. We have a toy that's called the Jingle Ball, and she gets to play with that as long as, it's just for retrieving, and then we put that one away. But this one she can retrieve, and and then she likes to zoom around. We were doing a little zooming around the yard, and she likes to carry a toy, and we throw it for her and things.
She'll bring it back and drop
Yeah.
it? Good. Will all the dogs retrieve?
Yeah.
I've been having a hard time getting Leica to drop.
Yeah.
Sometimes she.
Yeah, she drops, Here, low battery. She drops sometimes or most of the time, but sometimes not. Let me get the-
That can be a challenge. Can all of your dogs speak?
Yes.
Yeah.
I told Lori that we've been with Lucia, we haven't introduced the speak, but I know she can, and she's selective with it, but Lori gave me some ideas on trying to work through that, starting to speak.
Yeah, of course, there's a big difference between bark and speak. Windy
Speak.
will not speak. She will certainly alert bark, but she's silent, and Clue's mother is silent. So I don't know. Maybe there's a heritable thing there.
Maybe. Yep.
Both the Southwest region and James National, or Suzanne's class from North Central region did speak yesterday
Oh,
on their classes.
Yeah.
It was really helpful to see how they just, I mean, Lennox does it really well, but for puppies just even blowing out air, they would reward them with a treat just to encourage them. So don't lose faith.
right. It's a nice thing to have so that you can kind of turn it off too, and then, don't
Yeah.
or something. I don't know why Wendy won't speak, but that's her choice, I guess.
I would think one problem that we deal with is somebody else mentioned it, the excited greeting. She doesn't need enough people to get practice. But as Kate said, we have a year to work on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just having a family member or even spouse, whatever, doorbell and come in, that can work too. But trying to get them to sit and that can be difficult. I know.
Especially during COVID. I think my dogs were so excited to see somebody other than the three of us. That's how the excitable greetings got. Woo-hoo, look at someone new.
Bored with you.
Right.
How are the dogs?
I just want to know how their dog's digestive system. I think she minds and always has minded her food. She just, I don't know if it agrees with her. And I've had some conversations with, I'm putting a lot of You did? I'm putting a lot of pumpkin in her food.
Is it soft? What's the matter with their?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
soft. Yeah.
We switched Lennox. She was getting a little bit of alopecia under her eyes, both eyes. So the vet had said he had tested for a few things, and then it was just none of the test results came back positive. So he said it's probably food allergy. Just try switching the diet, the protein. So we switched it to Hill Science Diet lamb and rice formula for puppies. And CCI, we talked to the program manager, and so she approved that food. So, something to look at.
Did it help firm things up?
She wasn't having any bowel issues. Her poops were fine. It was just this was going on, and then she was a little bit itchy. So she also had a Cytopoint injection at that time too. So I think that helped calm everything down. But I think by now, Gia, has it been 2 months or so now?
Yes, at least.
Yeah, so the Cytopoint has worn off and she's doing really well. So I think the diet change helped.
Yeah.
Good. Cytopoint is great.
Yeah. And then just out of the blue, she'll just vomit all her food, her meals. So.
They just had a vomiting episode for the first time since I got her this week.
Yeah.
Lennox did it a couple times with Judy and I. And she was eating too fast. I don't know if that's the issue. So especially when we transferred her over to 2 meals a day, she was getting more food at one time. So we put all the kibble out on a cookie sheet. So it would just take her longer to eat, and that helped us. Is Lucy eating really quickly?
I have a puzzle bowl for her, so it takes a long time for her to eat. Yeah, she's been in a puzzle bowl since she was 10 weeks old.
Yeah, I use a slow bowl for Wendy and Clue, and Candy kind of gets the old slow bowl, but even a muffin tin can work. It's kind of noisy, but clatter.
Yeah.
All those things can slow down. Well, what else does anybody want to talk about? They gave me the 10-minute warning.
I'm so thankful for all the classes that we can watch online. I just think that they're wonderful.
Are they archived so you can go back? Are they archived so you can go back and
they're starting to do that. I don't know if any of them are posted yet.
Yeah, some of them are posted. They
Are
had to wait. They had to wait to caption them.
The caption them, right?
So some of them are being captioned now. I think it's region by region, but I know our region has some up, and North Central region has some up definitely.
Yeah.
You
And there
know
was a
what?
really very interesting one. If you have a chance to go back and look, and I don't know if it's done, if it's been posted or not, but it was the North Central region, Suzanne, and she gave a whole hour plus on why dogs are dropped.
Oh,
And
Oh.
she had PowerPoints, she had
wow.
the temperament testing that they do, and it was so interesting, all the genetic background. So if you have a chance to see that, it's well worth the investment of the time.
Yeah, and she says she's gonna do that one every 3 months, so it'll come out live again too if you missed
Yeah.
it.
Gonna restart the puppy, like she just finished, I think next week she's gonna finish off her series. And then she's taking a week off and she's gonna start all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're moving.
She had 93 participants last night.
Yeah, she's fabulous.
Yeah, she does a great job.
So you
You know
can
what?
watch any region you want?
Yes, you can watch them
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
She's
No.
really good because she gets everybody's learning style. So she'll do PowerPoints and she'll do demonstrations. She discusses it, talks about it. She lets you ask questions about it. She has really good, strong answers that make sense. And then she also is at the training center, which helps. So she has all the equipment there, and she can actually pull puppies that were brought into professional training. So the dogs are still learning and messing up. So you see her correcting the dogs. And what some of their tendencies might do. So what would gives us ideas of what we can do with our puppies if the same thing happened.
Yeah, come here.
It's really good.
What did
Yes,
you
No, I was surprised that she was talking about she would send, if you
Yeah.
needed a gentle leader, she would send one out to you. I replaced Lakers, and everybody's been talking about their gentle leaders that have gotten destroyed. I didn't realize CCI would replace them for us.
I didn't think they would either.
Yeah, I think it's region by region.
Oh,
She was addressing her region.
well, that's what I kind of figured, but it's kind of not fair, really.
There is a lady, and I can look back for her contact, but she was replacing or selling them at cost.
Oh.
So, I've gotten all the gentle leaders from her. So I'll look back and see if I can find her in my email stuff. And
It's not really a big deal, Darcy. I was just surprised. Like, if you need a new cape or whatever, I was like, whoa.
well, a cape's one thing.
I know, Pat, Northeast will replace the Cape. I don't know about the gentle leaders. I just ordered mine from Amazon yesterday, but
Yeah, I got mine. From
I know they'll replace the Cape if it's torn or destroyed.
Well, Stacy asked us
Darcy?
to send back our puppy capes.
What's that? Yeah,
Stacy
we have to
had
send back. Yeah, we have to
They
return our
changed.
capes.
Got to grow into another one that has buckles instead of ties.
Yeah,
So
the buckles are wonderful.
Suzanne and I were talking, and we were actually wondering about the dog's heat cycle because I haven't had a female puppy before either. We were just kind of curious. Do you think like all the litter mates will go into heat around the same time? Or are they all different? And will they go into heat maybe when Windy first went into heat at age?
probably all going to be a little bit different. I mean, Windy is running long. This is the first heat she came into all by herself without being induced. Certainly another female in heat will get them going. But no, I don't think that the sisters will have any change in things. It's interesting. Next Friday, Windy and Win Susan Ryan. Okay, I'll say Susan Ryan, the puppy raiser of them. She is driving out from Denver with a couple other trainer friends. She's a physician. 19 hours to get here, and one of her whole big things was to show me Win before she turned her in November. And she wanted to see Windy, but of course now, and Windy is not going to be here because she'll be gone about 3 weeks, sadly. So we're kind of going to be forced to let Win play with my two dogs just in our backyard because the big play yard at CCI is also closed down now, which is too bad. But she was saying that she thought Win might be about to come into heat too. And I thought, well, maybe there is some sort of a connection there, or maybe it's just running long for her. So that will be interesting. I'll report back on Win. I know Susan is very, very attached to her and dreading November when she turns her in.
Yep.
And then do their heat cycles resemble their mom's like flow? Because I've heard some dogs, they don't need to even wear the diapers, that barely anything comes out. And then other dogs, they have to wear the diapers all the time.
I can't respond to that. Mine have always been bred, or they've taken them away from
Yeah.
me. So I've never had a dog at home that I've had.
I've had Brinley, the one I just turned in, had two heat cycles at home, and ironically her sister Briley, who's lived in California, their heat happened at the same time. And the first week was not very bad, but then the second week was very heavy, and then the third week it started to lighten up a little bit. But I got her, they have the disposable diapers, but I also got her the washable ones. It's more comfortable for them. So that's what I had on Brinley. So.
And
Did you get those from Chewy?
Yeah, Chewy or Petco. It's the nylon, the washable ones. I think they came
Okay.
2 in a pack. But you can tell when, when they're coming into heat because they keep licking and they're starting to swell a little bit, get swollen. So you can prepare for it. You know it's coming. I could with Brinley anyway.
Every time Lennox does something a little odd, Lori and I are thinking, oh, is she coming in heat? Is this the heat cycle behavior that we heard about? Because neither one of us has a female dog with going into heat.
This is just
you can you can say it's so visible that you can tell, like, oh boy, that doesn't look right.
Okay.
Windy was completely blank in the back. I mean, it was, if that blood spot, I think it was a God thing. If that hadn't been there, I would not have had any clue at all.
Wow.
It didn't look like it. So if
Yeah.
this cuts off without a formal goodbye, thank you all for coming.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for organizing.
Yes,
Yeah,
great.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Did you have to evacuate your Healdsburg veterinary place?
No, it was all under a warning in the city of Healdsburg, so that's good. And
good.
where I work in Windsor wasn't affected. I mean, it was getting close, but no, and this is so early for fire season. That's the bad thing. And my puppy partner, when she heard that Windy was in heat, she said, we're gonna have fire puppies, Right about the beginning of November is when they would come. And yeah, that's more fire season than August. So. And because these horses are so